press conference started, there's something you should know. This man has taken 10 grand from a climate denier, okay? £10,000 from Terence Morden, a notorious climate skeptic, and now he wants you to sit here and listen to him talk about sustainability as if there's nothing wrong with that. Liam, how can we believe a word that you say when you are in the pocket of the people obfuscating the reality of the situation that we're in? The IPCC, who are here today, have been unequivocal in their condemnation of new oil and gas rigs, right? And yet you seem to be representing the interests of the people causing climate breakdown. Who do you work for, Liam? Do you work for us? Do you work for the people who've come here because they genuinely want to see a green transition? Or do you work for oily billionaires and their apologists? Because your bank statement suggests the latter. Am I the mad one here? Am I the only person in the room who thinks that this man should not be chairing a sustainability conference?
Show it.
Yep, you're the mad one.
Looks like you got your answer.
Something ain't right. Something ain't right. And damn it, it's time that we find out.
I salute to that kid, because even though I don't believe in green energy because I don't think it's sustainable, I do think that most people who believe in green energy are similar to me in a sense that we want what's best for the world. We just got two different methods. But the people like that politician he just called out, they don't have the world's best interest in mind. They just have their own best interest in mind. And they'll say and do anything to get where they want to go. Allegedly, that same politician took a $20,000 donation from the director of a company he recommended for a $500 million COVID contract.
That's suspicious.
Yeah, it's fine.
That's weird.
If that's true, he no longer works for the people. He works for the people that's making him a millionaire.
First.
But animals are eating animals, you know?
Some animals.
And
Hold it, 75% of animals on this planet are herbivores.
but it's part of our circle of life.
No, it's the circle of torture
like
and death.
When you see a lion eating a zebra, it's and you're.
But I notice you have clothes on. And I notice that you have a cell phone and you have a computer. It is unfair to pick one thing that lions do that you want to mimic when you don't want to mimic anything else they do. When lions walk up and greet each other, they sniff each other's ass. When I came in this room, you did not kneel down and sniff my ass. Okay, lions sometimes kill their young when they're runts. Okay, if a human being killed their baby because they didn't want him, we arrest them and charge them with murder. Could you go to a courtroom and say, hey, but Your Honor, lions kill their babies, can't I? It's an unfair comparison. You're not a lion. And just so you know, lions are carnivores. Humans are not. We are herbivores, 100% up and down. You put a 2-year-old child in a crib with a bunny rabbit and an apple, let me know when the child eats the bunny rabbit and plays with the apple. We are purely herbivorous. We have no carnivorous or omnivorous instincts whatsoever. And physiologically, if your jaw moves from side to side in a grinding motion and you chew, you're 100% herbivore. If you were a meat eater like a lion, your jaw would only go like this, up and down, rip and swallow. If you sweat through your pores to cool yourself, you're herbivore.
What?
Again, even though I don't agree, I can still respect a good argument. And that's one of the best arguments I've ever heard from a vegan or a vegetarian. But he lost me when he says we have no omnivorous instincts, because I'm pretty sure I'm sexually attracted to chicken wings.
Oh, God, it's so good.
Let's eat one.
Also, what about the cruelty to all those bugs that you're going to be chopping up when you're harvesting all these crops?
I hate Obama. I think he's evil, but I give him some credit. He's suave and he's smart. He's like a James Bond villain. Joe Biden is stupid and evil. It's that horrible combination like Heinrich Himmler, an ignorant chicken farmer suddenly giving great power over people. I believe Biden is the greatest traitor, the most evil force that has ever had control of this country. And if he isn't found just in this world, I'm confident he'll burn in hell for all eternity for his sins and crimes against humanity.
Would you take a bullet for Donald Trump?
Yes, I would.
At this point, half of the country's waiting for their student loans to be paid off, and the other half of the country's waiting for the swamp to be drained. Look, I'm not really pro-Trump or pro-Biden per se, because I don't think that either of them are the best that America has to offer. But if I gotta choose a lesser of two evils, I'm going with Trump, because at least a nigga can afford a loaf of bread. Do y'all understand that both of these candidates was born before World War II ended? These two candidates were born before we put wheels on suitcases.
It ain't gonna... Nah, it ain't gonna work. Moms who have lost custody of your children, please show kindness and compassion to yourselves. Don't. You should have showed that to your kids.
Damn. Excuse me. Did you like the movie?
I did.
Well, I didn't, because you didn't shut the fuck up.
Nigga, what?
Hung.
in Germany, and he just was memeingly trying to win the European election, and he won. He got a seat in the European Parliament, and he made a video where he shows the daily life of a politician in Brussels. It's the biggest joke you'll ever see. He has a fully paid car, he has an office, and he shows every morning he goes to the parliament and he has to make a signature that he was in there, and then he just leaves. And then he just goes out, he collects $10,000 from European taxpayers, and he just does whatever. And he says he looks at his colleagues, the real politicians, and what they do is they do the signature in the morning, right? They don't look at the meetings. They go to the building next door, and the building next door is the lobby building. Siemens, BMW, VW, all the big companies are literally in the next building. He was filming it. He's filming outside his office. The lobby is right across the street.
Yeah, and in America, our Congress is full of 80-year-old boomers who don't want to let go of their grip of power that have been in office for 30 years. Trying to regulate and tell regular everyday Americans what we can and can't do. They probably barely know how to use Gmail, and it's funny to watch them try to regulate technology as if they know anything about it.
If you didn't have fun, vote for me anyway. You're homophobic by
Oh man, it's hard to change out of that dress so fast.
In this room is a little bit of a hypocrite on something. Socially, religiously, we're all hypocrites. Did you hear about that woman who burned down the abortion clinic in Wyoming a couple months ago? She burned down Wyoming's only abortion clinic. It was 2 weeks away from opening, and she burned it to the ground. Now, she's being charged with a bunch of federal hate crimes because it was an abortion clinic. But her conservative lawyers are arguing, no. It was a construction site. It wasn't an abortion clinic yet. But the liberal lawyers are arguing, no, it was an abortion clinic. It became an abortion clinic the second they started building it. Which means we've got conservatives arguing that a thing isn't a thing until it's totally done. And liberals arguing that clinics begin at construction. And I feel like I'm losing my fucking mind.
Let's go, boys. What do? Men, we win, we conquer, we dominate. Check this out. Trans woman wins Miss Maryland USA. Another win for the boys. Not only are we dominating women in women's sports, we are now dominating them in beauty pageants. What's up, proud man right here? Give me my flower!
Hey, bro.
Yeah.
What you gonna do if they send you to war?
They can't.
How?
I identify as a woman.
What?
I'm a bitch.
If you are someone who does not believe in climate change, or you are someone who's like, we'll figure it out in due time, go fucking outside. Go sit outside. Wherever you are, I bet it's fucking hot. See how long you last. No, I'm so serious, because when
Okay, now what?
Go home and get a job. Go home, get a job.
If the state is profiting off of child support?
Correct. And in most states, the Judicial Retirement Fund is funded from this money. So the more child support that's issued from the family courts, the larger the judicial retirement. It's a massive program. It's the size of the largest defense programs. So the incentives are absolutely huge.
To get people to pay child support?
Correct.
And even married people, to get them to break up and then have to pay each other child support?
Absolutely, yeah. There's really no appeal from family courts. So family courts, unlike normal, like civil courts or criminal courts, there's almost no appellate options out of a family court. So the judges operate with no oversight and just do whatever they want. There are massive federal programs that were instituted in the late 1970s that pay states trillions of dollars to tear families apart. So it's so innocuous when I tell you, be like, this is a great program. But like in Texas, we get 66 cents on the dollar put into the Texas Treasury for every dollar of child support that's paid, right? So the state is now highly incentivized to issue the maximum amount of child support. That's why almost all divorces got 50-50 prior to the 1980s. And there was this skyrocketing of divorces where one parent loses custody. And that was to maximize Title IV-D reimbursements to the states. So there are fathers out there with 49% of the time that are paying maximal child support still. So family courts basically work off of fabricated evidence. That's number one.
And that's what I'm waiting for. I'm waiting for a politician to try to address the issue of the American family, but they can't because of feminism. And this is even on the quote-unquote conservative side. Even if you so much as talk about the child support system being corrupt, you're almost automatically going to lose half of the vote immediately. It should be a crime to systematically separate fathers from their kids, especially knowing that the father is the most important component to that kid's life.